Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be doing a kind of gothic, industrial, but colorful look. And of course I'm starting right out with my eyeshadow primers. I'm first using the Maybelline Master Prime and then following it up with the Jessie's Girl eyeshadow primer. Moving straight into eyeshadows, I'm taking MAC's Cork and I'm using that primarily as a transition shade. It doesn't show up a whole lot in the end result, but it does help blend all the colors out. And of course, because I am going to be using very bright colors on the lid, I'm first going in with my Essence Smoky Khol liner in white. A white base is absolutely necessary for me, no matter what bright colors or eyeshadows I'm going to be using. So slap that on and blend it out with your fingers. It doesn't have to be perfect. I wanted a really bright, bold eye look. So I'm taking Urban from the Urban Decay Electric palette and using that basically as my transition shade. I want that to layer on top of Cork and act as an obnoxiously loud crease color. I've done this a few times with the shade Urban and it always surprises me just how pigmented this is. So be sure to start small, add a little bit onto your brush, blend that into your eye, and then go back for more pigment as you need it. And as you can see, I'm keeping this pretty high above my crease. This is going to be a very strong look. Moving on to the lid color, I'm going to be taking Slow Burn, again from the Electric palette, and I'm using a flat shader brush to pack that onto my lid. I want this neon orange shadow to show up so true to color, so that's why I'm adding layer after layer on top of that white base. You'll also notice I'm pulling it a little bit inside the inner corner of my eye because I do want to use that as a bit of a transition shade underneath the inner corner highlight we're going to be adding later. That pigment is obviously very, very stark, so I'm using a brush with absolutely nothing on it just to fade out the inner corner edges. So now to make this look even more bold, we're going in with some black eyeshadow, and this particular one is Makeup Geek's Corrupt. And I'm taking that on a fluffier brush and putting that into the outer corner of my eye and pulling it through my crease. I do not want to cover the purple shadow completely, but I do want it to meld into the black so that it looks like a seamless transition. Again, black is a very strong pigment, as with the other shades I've been using in this tutorial, so start with a little bit on your brush and then keep adding more as you need it. And now for my brow bone highlight shade, I'm just going to be using some MAC Blanc type because it is relatively the same as my skin tone and it's a matte color, and I really didn't want anything shimmery on top of everything else that's happening so far. I'm also using that shade to really blend out the purple in case there's any kind of harsh lines. And of course, I've got fallout, so I'm using a little bit of Bioderma to clean that up underneath my eyes. Alright, moving on to the face now. I'm going in with the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer. This is their smoothing primer, and I'm just going to rub that all over my face. Because this is such a bright eye look, I wanted a really smooth canvas for my face, and I know no better product than the Dermablend Smooth Liquid Camo. This is the shade 10N Cream, and of course I'm using my damp Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge to really push that into my skin. And I always overestimate just how much product I need. You do not need a ton of this Dermablend, so don't put too much on the back of your hand and then dab it on. Start with less. I'm keeping the bronzer fairly neutral today. I don't want anything too bright, too dark, too contrasty with the rest of my face. So I'm using the Body Shop's Honey Bronzer in 01 Light Matte. And that is just going in the usual areas. On the backs of my cheekbones, on my temples, and a little bit along my jawline. I wanted my cheeks to kind of match my lid color, so I reached for my sleek Blush by 3. This is their Lace palette, and the particular shade is Chantilly. And I'm just using a MAC Duo Fiber brush to really just blend that into my skin. And because I am so obsessed with matching my highlighter to my looks now, I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sassy Grape highlighter and just putting that on the tops of my cheekbones because it matches the purple in my eyeshadow. Sticking with that same ABH Glow Kit, I'm using the shade Marshmallow on a pencil brush and putting that on the inner corner of my eye. And that is going directly on top of Slow Burn. I just wanted to pale out Slow Burn and make it a little bit more of a paler orange while not having too much of the yellow show through from the Marshmallow shade. To finish up the lower lash line, I really want to make it dark and black, so I'm going in with my Marc Jacobs Blacker Highlighter Gel Crayon, and I'm first lining my waterline and the little bit exterior of my eye with that pencil. And then to smudge all of that out, I'm taking Corrupt on a pencil brush and layering that on top of the pencil and really blurring everything out as much as I possibly can. No look of mine is complete without liquid winged liner, so I'm going to be using the Art Deco High Precision Liquid Liner and just making a wing on both sides of my face. And of course, I'll be applying some mascara to my lashes, and this is the Art Deco Amazing Effect Mascara. And I kind of screwed this up. I applied this first to my top lashes, and then I forgot that I still had to put glitter on my lower lash line. So that's where I'm coming in with the Lit Glitter in California Soul, and I'll be using some of their Clearly Liquid Glitter Base to put that onto my lower lash line. So I'm just taking a very fine pointed tip brush and I dip that inside the adhesive and then pat that onto the glitter and then just layer it directly onto my lower lash line. I'm layering that on the inside corner of my lower lash line, but I'm keeping it to the south side of my face, and then I'm just dragging it through the lower lash line right through the black. For my brows, I'm first starting out with the NARS Brow Defining Cream in Sonoran. This is their blonde shade, and I'm using that as a base to kind of give me a little bit more brow. The shade is a good match for my actual hair color, but it can look a little bit too pale where I don't have any brow hairs. So I'm also using the Art Deco Eyebrow Pencil in the number 06 and just going on top of the NARS Brow Cream and sort of creating like little hairs and a little bit more dimension just to make everything look a little bit more cohesive. I figured I might as well go all out with the lips as well, so I decided to go for Kat Von D's Roxy Everlasting Liquid Lipstick shade. This was a limited edition shade for the holidays, but she is releasing it as a permanent product, so you will be able to get your hands on it very soon. It's a little bit extreme, I'll give it that, but I do really like how the purple plays off of the purple eyeshadow in the look. And we're done. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!